Welcome to pattern making class. This is Annette Julie, and today we are going to work on making a trouser draft. I have a long piece of pattern making paper, and you should make this at least like 40 inches long. And then on the width, I have about this at 28 inches wide. Find the middle of your paper, lightly crease it, and if you have pattern making paper, go ahead and make your grain line right on the set of those numbers going up and down the full length of the paper. This is going to be the first of many grain lines that we put into this pattern. This grain line is going to be on the side seam. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark where our waist is, and our crotch depth, and our ankle, and we're going to plot lines up and down on the side seam. And we're going to start here at my right hand, and we're going to plot where the waist is. So I'm going to go down about maybe 3 inches from the top of my piece of paper, and I'm going to square a line off. And I'm going to bring it out on both sides. And this is going to start to become my waist. Depending on how big your waist is depending on how much you're going to bring this out. I'm going to bring this out about 8 or 9 inches right now just to get started on both sides. And that's going to be the start of my waistline. Now I'm going to go down to where the crotch depth is. And I'm going to use some standard measurements. I'm going to go down 10 and 1/4 inches here. That is our crotch depth, but then we're going to add another 1/2 inch for ease. So the total amount that I'm going to go down is 10 3/4. And I'm going to make a little mark. And then I'm going to square this line out. And if you have your L square, feel free to use it. Now squaring this out. Probably around 10, 12 inches, depending on your figure size. So here's the waist. Okay, this is our waistline. Here's our crotch line, and we've added ease, so we've gone down plus added some ease. Now we're going to do the total length on our side seam. And we can do many different lengths. A standard length for this size would be around 37 inches. So I'm going to go down 37 inches, and I'm going to mark my ankle. And here is my ankle. And I'm going to bring this out on both sides of the grain line that I made. So here is our ankle. So we've got ankle, crotch, and waist. And I applied 37 inches to my side seam. If you're shorter, you can make that shorter. If you're taller, you can make that longer. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the knee level. So you're going to take the ankle, fold that up to the crotch, find that middle. There's that line, and then I'm going to go up 1 inch. So in essence, we've divided it in half, And we've gone up an inch, and now we're at our knee level, and we're going to square the knee level off on both sides of the grain line. And we have now our knee. We've gone up that 1 inch from dividing the ankle to the crotch in half, then up 1 inch, and now we're at the knee level. So now we've got the majority of our levels plotted. We're going to go ahead now and do our hip. And the way you do the hip is you also are going to divide this up, but not in half. We're going to go ahead and divide this into thirds. So we've got 10 3/4. And we're going to divide this up in about 3 1/2. So from the bottom, I'm going to go up 3 1/2 inches and mark my hip level. Then I'm going to square that out. Bring that out on both sides. And now we have our hip level. Ankle, knee, crotch, hip, and waist. And the long line is our side seam. That is step number 1 for your trouser draft. This is Annette Chouilly, and I look forward to seeing you for step 2.